story at the bottom of the hour. The House has voted to repeal the president's health care reform law. The yeas and nays were 245 to 189, and 3 Democrats crossed over to vote with Republicans in favor of repeal. One of the flashpoints in the debate over Obamacare has been abortion funding. Correspondent Shannon Bream looks at the emotional issue.
It's been nearly 10 months since President Obama signed an executive order designed to quell the debate over whether or not his new health care law contained any loopholes that would allow taxpayer dollars to be used to fund abortion, directly or indirectly.
This bill is pro-life. It saves lives, and it certainly does not in any way promote the use of federal funds for abortion.
One way or another, taxpayer money will help and assist abortions that will occur as a result of Obamacare.
But that piece of paper, which did enough to convince a group of pro-life Democrats led by then Congressman Bart Stupak to cast their votes in favor of Obamacare, didn't convince skeptics.
If this ever conflicts with a congressionally passed law, then of course the statute will always prevail.
The health care law does not contain any specific language prohibiting the use of federal funds for abortion. But members of the pro-choice community say the reverse is true as well.
There is no federal funding of abortion in this law. There is no funding.
Pro-life critics of the legislation, who include members from both parties, say you have to follow the money.
There's $11 billion out of Obamacare that's set aside for community health centers. There's nothing that blocks using some, if not all, of that money for abortions or any other sort of family planning.
A bipartisan coalition in the House, led by Republican Joe Pitts and Democrat Dan Lipinski, is preparing to introduce legislation that would codify an all-out ban, and the pro-life community will be watching.
Without question, this is the first opportunity to make good on the promises that so many new members of Congress made. I mean, 80 out of 87 new members of Congress are strongly pro-life.
But critics of the Pitts-Lipinski proposal say it's unnecessary, and that pro-life advocates are after something else entirely.
I think it's an outright attack on a woman's right to choose. And again, this is a vehicle to do that.
Tomorrow, that bipartisan group of House members will unveil details of the legislation they say could end any questions about whether or not Obamacare allows for abortion funding with taxpayer dollars by creating specific statutory language to prevent just that. Chris?
Shannon, thanks.